Good afternoon, sir.
So is Vineet also joining?
Um, Let me confirm, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir, he'll be joining us.
Okay.
Um, Dignitaries are on their way, sir. They'll be joining us soon, and in no time we'll be starting our session.
Just let me know when we start the session.
Sure, sir.
Okay.
Sure, sir. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, how are you?
I'm fine, sir. How are you?
I'm fine. Let me check with Ajay ji.
Yes, sir. Sir, Ajay sir is already here.
He's here, okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, we're
And
good to,
ma'am
good to
is
start
also.
then. Not an issue. We're good to start then. Not an issue.
Vineet, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir. How are you?
I'm fine. How about you?
But buddy, I'm so sorry. I was trying to reach you today. Again, we have an exam in the campus,
Okay,
and
okay.
there are examiners all over, so we are not able to communicate.
No issues, no
We are
issues.
back to the landline era today. So we are only
So
using
you are in
landline.
office right now?
I'm in office, very much in office.
Okay, okay, great.
So I'm in office since May 2020. So April was the only month I didn't come to office.
Perfect.
And after that, it's quite like more than pre-COVID era.
Perfect.
How's everything at your end, sir?
All good, all good.
So, Kanu, we are good to go. We are
Yes,
good to
sir. We
go.
are live. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Sure.
So, shall I start, sir?
I just said, should we start?
Yeah, we can start. No issues.
Okay. Thank you, sir. So, the world is full of diamonds and gems, and we are having one of them here today. A very good afternoon to everyone present here. It's my pleasure to extend my warm welcome to all the Virtuos, dignitary members, and delegates. This is Ananya Sahu, a second year BTech Computer Science and Engineering student, your host for today's session. And it's my privilege to welcome you all to the day 3 of the Freshman Induction 2021. You all might be excited to know why we have gathered here, so as to meet the industry stalwarts, where we'll get to know about the journey of our special guest and we'll get a chance to interact with him. And in the end, we'll surely get to learn something from his journey and experience. So, without any further delay, let's welcome our special guest, who is Director and Center Head at Software Technology Parks of India. We welcome you, sir, and it's my great pleasure to have you here. Now, we also have Assistant Professor and Head of Soft Skills Department, Lovely Professional University, Ms. Kanu Sharma ma'am. It's my pleasure to have you, ma'am, here. Now, it would be great, ma'am, if you could take over the stage to welcome our special guest. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, Ananya. And I would surely like to take this opportunity to welcome Mr. Ajay P. Srivastava, who is working as a director and center head at. And if I have to talk about the man with so much of experience, I would definitely like to highlight his after completion of graduation, he gained this immense experience while working with Systems House of Siemens, then working as an assistant director with Software Technology Parks of India, and eventually climbing up the ladder to additional director and center head at STPI Mohali. He specializes in IP networking, BGP, IP security, open source software, remote infrastructure management, software development cycle, and Android. I welcome you, sir, and now I would request you to please share your wisdom with our audience today.
Thank you, ma'am, for sharing my nice journey. In fact, I joined STPI in 1998, so it's almost 23 years of journey with Software Technology Parks of India. And when I joined in 98, to access internet was a luxury. So just we have all the students from the computer science who are recently joined in your institute. I welcome them all to the institute. Just to share with them, in 1998, a 64 kbps line used to cost around 8 lakh rupees. And to access internet, we have to commission the international gateways, and these international gateways was connected to UK Whitehill station, and from UK you have to go through the transatlantic fiber to the US, and then only you can able to access internet, and that was the real cost. And I think today we can access, we are at a luxury of accessing internet of 100 mbps as just rupees 1500 or 900 rupees a package if you have a Reliance Jio. So this is the transformation, and when I see availability of the internet to the masses and availability of the internet in your hand is the real power. So if we go back to our college days, to access any kind of literature, any kind of presentation, any kind of technical know-how, you have to arrange a lot of books, you have to go through a lot of libraries, and then only you can able to access. But today you have all information at your hand. So this is the power of internet. I think let me share with you with my presentation. So are you able to see my screen?
Yes, sir, it's visible.
So I have my long journey with an organization called Software Technology Parks of India. This comes under Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology and Government of India. When I joined, there was no ministry. It was earlier called as a Department of Electronics, and was dedicated only to the software development and electronics development in India. So the key objective that we have at that point was to promote software exports from the country, to provide some kind of scheme to the software exporting companies and electronics hardware companies, to provide data communication facility. As I told you, when you go back in 1998, even to access a dedicated international lease line and internet lease line was a challenge. So our organization was given a mandate to provide these kind of services to the software exporting companies, and to promote small and medium entrepreneurs in the field of IT and ITS. So if you see the objective of the STPI, why we came into existence is when the Texas landed in Bangalore in 1981, and they started their development center. They are getting the foreign exchange earning while doing some kinds of software development. They are doing through our international gateway. You can call them as a satellite gateway, and those satellite gateways were connected to their mainframe computers in US. So what happens is whatever you are exporting from the country is not physically exported. So for your in a layman language, if you export anything from one country to another country, if it is a physical export, you have to go through the customs department. And when you are exporting through some kind of a data communication links or through some CD, then you have to get it certified through the technocrat organization, which is called STPI. So the government of India created a specific organization which can help in the certification of this software exports from the country and help IT company to grow in India. This was the mandate that was given to the STPI, and that is why the birth of this organization and existence of this organization came into. In Mohali, we started in 1998, and for your information, at that time there was approximately 7 crores of software exports with just 30-40 people working in IT. But today, as we stands in last financial year, we are approximately 5,000 crores of software exports, and the region is mainly these companies are working for the foreign companies and developing specific kinds of software products for them. We have approximately 140 active STP units which are throughout Tri-City. We have few in Jalandhar, we have few in Amritsar, we have few in Ludhiana, and they are on a regular basis exporting and earning foreign exchange for the country. The other part that we thought is, apart from facilitating the software exports, which was predominantly into software services. So, for your understanding, there used to be the company in US or abroad. They have some product, they have some application to be developed, and we as a software development working in India on those products and providing services to them. But the government of India decided a software product policy in which they really want Indian developers to work on the development of the software products in India itself. And since we understood the IT industry, they give us a mandate that what are the requisite for our developer to develop software products in India. And for that, we plan to come up with our incubation centers, which can really help uh, new startups, new budding entrepreneurs to come into these incubation centers and can start developing that product. So we have one of the biggest incubation center in India with approximately 100 seats of co-working space, which is now expanding into another 500. So we will have the 600 seats of co-working space. Then we have a warm shell of 60,000 square feet where additional 400 people can work. We have a nice auditorium for these product development companies to interact. We have various conference halls and cafeteria where these small startups can interact with each other. Also at the first floor, we have a dedicated Tier 3 standard data center, because you always hear in the media that tomorrow's oil will be the data. So we really want to develop that capacity in India wherein the precious government data and precious startup data can be hosted in our data center, our own data centers. So we have around 160 racks of Tier 3 standard data center with 2.5 megawatt of power and 900 tons of air conditioning with a power backup of 1.5 megawatt into two generator set. So this is one of the prominent data center in northern India, which is rightly available for the startups to work upon. So what you need if you really want to develop some kinds of product. So I think you all are the first year students and you are recently joining in the computer science. My suggestion to you is during our times of engineering, entrepreneurship was not taken uh, as a career opportunity. We generally used to have thinking that how we can get into the government department, how can we get into some kind of a MNC department and some lucrative jobs. But today, if you see, entrepreneurship is one of the important career activity, and how we can help you in that journey is a way we can really handhold you. So right from planning your startup to support your activities, you launch your product, your funding, your technocrate network ability, your legal compliance, mentor network, and ensure timely delivery. So these are the key components that we keep together in our ecosystem that can help you to develop your startup in a very short time, and we understand that there are a lot of chances for the startup to get failed. So we really want to create an ecosystem where you can iterate your product, you can fail fast and iterate your product so that you can get a timely success. So increasing the mortality rate of the startup is one of the key agenda we have in our incubation system. As of now, we have 37 startups which are operating from our place. Our building is 24 by 7 functional. We have a very high speed internet connectivity. It is 24 by 7 secure. We have a 24/7 ability of data center and power backup. So these are the basic facility that we have at our incubation center. So what happens when a startup or when a student who really want to work on his idea, how he can get associated with us and what kind of programs that we run from them. So any startups who join to us, we run a Smart 5 mentorship program in which we give them a practical training that is an industry led training to them in the area of accounting, venture fund, domain expert. So in which domain he wants to develop his application. Suppose he wants to develop into agriculture domain, then we will arrange an agriculture domains expert. If he wants to develop in some manufacturing, electronic manufacturing area, we will arrange a domain expert of that area to give a basic 1 hour training to him. Then business development and team management. So these 5 area are the mandatory for any startup who joins with us to undergo with this program. We call it as a Smart 5 mentor. So our total program is approximately 2.5 year long. You have this 5 hours of mentoring, which is called as a Smart 5 mentor program. You have to compulsory go through it. And then we generally have a CO meet, demo days and pitch days between these startups to understand. So what happens, your peer group, your peer startups can be a motivation to you, can help you in iterate your idea. So we regularly on the basis, we whatever kind of stuff. So we have 37 startups. We ensure that every month we can have a CEO meet interaction between them, because we really feel that interaction and collaboration helps in creating more ideas and also help in refining your idea. So and pitch days and demo days are meant so that it develop a confidence in a startup when he gives a presentation to the various groups, various startup groups, various VC funds. So he come to know what are the lacunae in his product and what are kind of iteration, what are kind of improvement he has to do in his product. So these are the regular feature of our program. And any startup who joins our program, we attach a anchor mentor to that startup, and this anchor mentor will work with that startup for a longer period, approximately for a period of an year, wherein he regularly interact with the startup and try to find out what are the problems he have in achieving the goals. So the startups act as a dedicated mentor between us and the startup, and let us know what kind of association, what kind of facilitation he needs. So it's the responsibility of the anchor mentor. So all these activities we have collaborated together, and we have integrated in a dedicated program. We are branding this program as a Neuron, which is a progressive neuron. Our idea is we want to enable, empower, and excel the startups. So this Neuron is a collaborative effort where STPI Next, the Government of Punjab, Startup Punjab, Ministry of Electronics and IT, ISB, and Punjab Technical University are the key stakeholders in this program. We understand that tomorrow's product will not be only limited to the computer science. So as a student, what I suggest you, you may be learning new languages. You may be learning .NET, you may be learning Javas, you may be learning PHP, you may be learning artificial intelligence and data analytics. But my suggestion to you, apart from these IT technologies, you should also have some kind of domain expertise. Whether you should decide that whether you want to go into agriculture domain, whether you want to go into manufacturing domain, because if you go back, IT alone was sufficient, but in coming times there is a close integration of these cross domains. So agriculture plus IT, which is going to be the next boom. Agriculture with IT with logistic is another boom. So there will be a cross domain development in which you should know, you should have the expertise of the IT plus the domain knowledge of that area, because those research and those areas, if you can optimize and convert with IT, will definitely help in creating a more better product, a more user-friendly product. So the idea for the Neuron is more of the collaboration. It's more of the collaboration. It's more of the collaboration between the government, academic, and industry. That is our mandate. So when you start with Neuron, it is dedicated. It is a center of excellence, a center of entrepreneurship of AI, data analytics, IoT, and AVG. And the key partners are Government of Punjab, ISP, Mohali, PTU, and MIT. So this is the collaborative effort, and we are focused on these three technologies because we are going to have a high-end labs of these three technologies also. So our vision is taking idea to the business and talent to the organization. So if you have an idea, we are a place to work. We can help you creating your idea into business. And the other mandate is we want to create talent in these three specific technologies, and we really want to work with the organization who can use these talent. So these two are the main vision that Neuron is having. We really want to be, if you heard of the Y Combinator in US, we really want to be the Punjab Combinator, which is the Neuron Combinator of this region. This is our vision to fulfill. Apart from this center of excellence in data analytics, IoT, STPI is coming up with 21 center of excellence. So every area is dedicated to specific technology. So if you see Motion at Pune, they are dedicated to the electronic vehicle. Neuron in Mohali is dedicated to artificial intelligence and data analytics. FinBlue at Chennai is dedicated to fintech. We have an IoT Open Lab in Bangalore, blockchain-based COE at Gurgaon, electronic manufacturing-based COE at Bhubaneswar and Delhi. We have AVG or augmented reality-based COE at Hyderabad. We have medical device development of medical device kind of COE at Lucknow. So here is an opportunity. If you are incubated at our place, you have an access to all these COEs. So what happens is if there is a specific COE at Mohali, we will build up the infrastructure, we will build up the labs and the mentors around that technologies. And suppose a startup comes and he needs some kind of support in area of electronic vehicle, we can connect them to the Pune Motion COE. So this is how this center of excellence and center of entrepreneurship work together and can give access to any person or any incubator throughout India. So similarly, if a person is at Hyderabad and he is looking for some assistance in AI and data analytics, he will be connected to the Mohali Center. So this is how all Center of Excellence. So we are planning to come up with 21 Center of Entrepreneurship in next 1.5 year. 14 of them are already functional, and there are a lot of startups working in these COEs. Apart from our core partners, we have academic partners. We have tied up with Punjab Technical University, IIT Roper Industries. We have tied up with we have an exclusive tie-up with the Semiconductor Laboratory, where we are trying to come up with a industry-led workshop in VLSI designing and semiconductor technologies. We have investment partners, Chandigarh Angel Network, Modular Capital. We are planning to have more investment partners because Mohali is one of the COE which has attracted a lot of investors eye because there are good startups coming from our place. We have a dedicated partnership with ISB and CSIR, CSIO for research and development. So with these partnerships, we are expanding day by day. We have some of the industry partners also. It caters to the MNC plus the local available industries in IT. So we have Infosys, Google, AWS, EduWave, Shishia Foundation, Shishia Infotech, Zenith Foundation, Talwar and Talwar Consultant, Indian Oil, Smart Data. So these companies who has locally grown in last 20 years. So these are the companies who started their journey from one computer, and today they are now having an employ of 500 to 1,000 people. They are now self-sufficient, and they are the people who are the first generation businessmen. What I mean to say, the first generation businessmen is if you go back and see their family background, none of them were into business. They were into some government service or some kind of private service, and their kids took IT as one of the business opportunity and created an enterprise. So their experiences, their journey can really help you people, the new entrepreneurs, budding entrepreneurs, to scale up fast. So therefore, we have a combination of the local SME sectors which have grown in last 20 years with us, and the MNCs companies, industry associations, which can really help you and guide you in your journey for the entrepreneurship. These are few of the onboarded startups that we have. We have one of the startup which is Ignext, who has got the funding, $21 million funding. So it's approximately 150 crores. He has valuated at 750 crores. He was one of the first incubatee 3 years back. So working with him for the last 3 years has really matured our processes, has really taught us a lot of things that what are the needs of the startup and how we can assist them. So that's the real case study that we have. These are the physical facility. We have the 500 seats ready to move in office for the startups, dedicated internet bandwidth, fully air conditioned space with power supply 24/7 operational, and a highly experienced and industry's best mentor pool we have. So whatever need or guidance you can think of, we are here to provide you. These are some of the pictures that we have created a workstation for the incubatees. We have recently done the National AI Summit, in which we invited a lot of speakers from who has a credibility in national and international fame. They participated in our National AI Summit, and we have also launched the AI and Data Analytics Labs. So it's a cloud-enabled lab where you can access, you can load your data, you can run your algorithm, and you can create some kind of modeling that is also live available. And the best part is it's not the lab, it is lab with an industry support is available. So if you have an idea, this mentors or this lab manager can help you in converting that idea into a real product using this lab that we have in our data center. So this was recently launched, and we are very optimistic that we really want to create an impact in the world. So we have a very specific tagline that if you're thinking of AI and data analytics, think of Neuron, think of us. We will help you in your journey of making an AI and data analytic product. So these are the computing facility that lab access. Apart from this AI lab, we are also going to come with an IoT lab wherein you can start designing the electronic circuit. You can print it up. You can do a prototype. Every aspect will be available in that lab with a mentor, with an industry expert who can help you in converting your idea into real IoT product. Because we see, apart from AI and data analytics, IoT is again a future, and there is a thin line between AI and IoT, because most of the data collection is happening through IoT, and on that data, different models are run through AI and data analytics, and the product and analysis can be done. So these two labs will be available to you when you incubate with us. This is the typical computing facility that we have. We have approximately 150 cores of CPU. We have around 60 terabyte of data space, plus around almost 2 GB of so it's almost 400 to 600 GB of RAMs that we can uh, include in our virtual machine for any computing facility. Apart from that, we have the GPUs also, which is a Tesla V100 GPUs, which is we can give you as a part of the computing facility for various algorithm to run. So these are the three labs that will be the part. It will be the data analytics labs, your Innov lab, and gaming and animation labs. These three labs, so two of them labs will be ready. One of the lab is ready. The second lab is going to be ready in next month. And gaming and animation lab is we are deliberating on this because there are a lot, very less gaming and animation startups in this area, and we are very passionate because of the growth of the Bollywood. We are very keen that we need some kind of startups in AVG in this area also. The selection for these startups are very uh, is done on the regular basis, and that is done through an open challenge program. So we have already run 3 open challenge programs. In first case, we received around 129 applications. In second OCP, we received around 60 applications, but the duration of the time was very less. And in the third OCP, we approximately received 350 applications of the startups, the ideas. We deliberated on them, and we selected in every cohort, we select 25 startups, and then we provide, they have to sign an agreement with us, and whatever facility they get from us, it's all free of cost. So your mentoring session, your access to the lab is all free of cost. So there is a substantial increase in our receipt of the application, and these applications are from Pan India. We really believe that we should not be located to any specific region. We should have the startups from multiple areas, so that there will be an exchange of ideas, there is an exchange of thoughts, there is an exchange of problem statements between these startups, which can really help in coming up the new ideas and hybrid startups. These were the typical categories in which we areas in which we got the applications. So if you see, 63% of the applications we got into the AI, then 29% into IoT, and approximately 8% in the data analytics areas. The different domain areas, 17% is because of this pandemic. The education and healthcare is the promising area. So if you see, most of the startups are coming into education and healthcare area. We are very passionate, and we really want to our younger generation to work in the manufacturing area, because electronic manufacturing is again going to come in a big way in India, and infrastructure supports in terms of DevOps and data center supports. So these two areas are also the upcoming areas. logistic and process automation, finance, and legal are, of course, the evergreen areas which are regularly startups are working on those areas. So these are the startups that we are working with. So they are pan India. They are from all part of the country, and they are incubated with us. They are very keen to move from Mumbai. They're keen to move from the IIT Mumbai to our place because of the ecosystem support, because of the mentoring network, because the kind of the environment we can give it to the startups. When you onboard our program, apart from that Smart 5 program and Anchor mentorship, we have a dedicated boot camp of 13 weeks, which is run by the IIMS Ahmedabad. And these 13 weeks of program is mandatory for a startup to go through it. In this program, he is exposed to the industrial environment. He is exposed to the various industry mentor. His idea is well validated, and this program is a real workshop. It is not going to be only the GYAN sessions. For example, if a startup is good in technology and he doesn't know how to make a business model, how he can make the revenue, these mentors or these boot camp mentors will help them in creating. They run a sprint with the startup and help them to create a business model which a startup can later scale up. So it's a real hand holding. It's a 13-week, very closely monitored program wherein every startup is evaluated, and his pitch, his idea is validated, so that his chances of failure get written. Reach out to us through this website. I can mention my email address also.
Okay. So another question we have is from Priyanshu. When classes will be started, sir?
So every 3 months we come up with an open challenge program. So typically 1 month is an open challenge program time. Then approximately 1 month we need to finalize the startups. So you can just log on to our website, and it will give you the milestone dates. It's all online, and if you get selected, you can just connect it with us, and you can just get incubated us. But since you are a first year student, so my suggestion is please concentrate on your studies, because you have a very nice campus and great teachers and lecturers at your place. You learn things there, and if you think of if you really want to work on some kind of product or some kind of startup, I would request you can get in touch with Vineet. Vineet can help us to connect with you, and we can really work on your idea also. So that's a process we have. But since you are just joining computer science, I think you are in the first semester. So what I encourage you, at this stage, you should concentrate on your learning for 1.5 years. But during the time of the learning, because this is a post-pandemic time, you have a lot of times because a lot of classes are happening online. You have plenty of time. You have plenty of time to access internet, access good research paper, good products which are being developed worldwide. Think some kind of research which can be converted into a product. That's the area you can concentrate and you can utilize your time.
Okay. So, any other query? Okay. So, I guess that no one else is having any question. So we can wrap up the session. Before that, Kanu ma'am, would you take the opportunity to extend the vote of thanks to sir? Okay, so Kanu ma'am is not in the meet. Let's wrap up the session. Thank you so much, sir, for sharing a
Thank
wonderful
you.
experience.
Ananya, thank you so much, and I would encourage all students, if they think any kind of assistance that we can provide to you, just reach out to us. Maybe your idea validation, your product validation. If you need some kind of career counseling, just reach out to me. I will try to help you out in the best way. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir, for sharing a wonderful experience with us. And I must say that your plans and visions are skyscraping. The facilities provided are indeed appreciable. Really happy to know your journey. Thank you for giving your precious time to us and being here with us. I
Thank
hope
you.
all the queries are resolved and answered.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, everyone, for being here with us and for maintaining the decorum. Till next time, signing off, Ananya Sahu.